Damn, Latif, I think I'm going bigger, bro.
No,
Damn.
this was
Like what we got is nothing compared to what the guests we have today is today. And welcome back, you guys, to like Monio Comedian. Today we have two special guests, and we're going to be talking about fitness, Instagram, and altogether your lifestyle and purpose.
so. Today we have our first guest.
My name's King David, at King David is Fit on Instagram. I'm a fitness influencer, online fitness coach, specializing in weight loss and dieting. I just love everything about fitness and going to the gym, man.
So you just fitness straight. Like, do you have any like side work or anything?
So I'm also about to go back to college. So I am also a college student, majoring in computer science. So I basically learned the two. And I try to merge a little bit of everything, learning how to kind of learn program stuff and computers and stuff and implement that into fitness.
That's your goal, right? To implement. Gotcha. How about you, Tommy?
Yeah, what's good, man? It's your boy Tommy. I go by the name Super Creed on Instagram. Well, my full name is Ayotomiwa Daring Day. You can call me Tommy. Most people call me Tommy Creed. You know, that's the name that I'm pretty much known by. First of all, I'm just gonna say that I love fitness. You know, I've got an Instagram page, like I said, with the name Tommy Creed, Super Creed. So I'm also a personal trainer, studying right now cybersecurity as well, and I'm also an entrepreneur. You know, watch out for that.
Get the money, bro.
Yeah. So
right.
watch out for that space. You know, starting my business soon. So pretty much a lot of things, you know, compiled together. But for now, that's it.
Anyways, guys, so like the reason why we brought these two guests is for like because we saw most of the people that we know, they're either struggling with their health and they're trying to like I see some people going to the gym for like 6 months, then give up, and
Like,
7 months give up.
like, is it actually good to go to the gym or not? Like, you guys know.
Let's start with who needs to go to the gym. Is it like fat people
Or
or slim people? Because you see me and my co-host now, we're different. Like
Slim. It's probably it was fat though.
I was
not,
way fat.
but not anymore. But it was. So
Like you used to be fat.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to be fat too.
Hey.
Believe it or not. I remember, so I've met you before this, and we kind of talked about our journeys. So I was someone who came from being overweight, right? I was fat pretty much all my life, right? I had an older brother. He was always skinny. He never really gained weight like I did. I love food, man. I can eat food from morning all the way till night. Even when I'm full, I'll eat it, you know, but I gained a lot of weight, especially during high school when I played sports and football. It's like once you leave football, you have no motivation to go to the gym. The coaches aren't making you go anymore. So you're still eating kind of the same calories as you are when you were playing sports. So I started gaining a lot of fat, right? And then once COVID kind of hit, that's when I eventually like started running 2 miles a day, just randomly, and then working on my diet and everything. So the gym didn't open up for like a couple more months, but once the gym opened up, that's when I fell in love with fitness. At first, it was just me trying to lose weight and seeing some progress, and running mostly for mental health. You know, you're stuck inside, you can't really do anything else but like go out for a walk, go out for a run, and stuff like that. But working out, I want to say the gym is for everybody, man. Like, you don't have to be fat, you don't have to be skinny, you don't have to be anything. Whatever body shape you are, you can get to the gym, because the gym to me first was an escape. Like, it was an escape from like COVID, from being stuck inside all day, a way to clear your head, like almost like a therapy, right? So it don't matter if you overweight, underweight, whatever it might be, the gym is a way to better your life, and it's a good source of dopamine instead of like using all
cheap dopamines.
Yeah, like terrible sources of dopamine, like the stuff that plagues like men and women today. So
Right.
But if I might ask, like, what caused the switch? Because like something must have like triggered you to be like, nah,
Like, did you,
I want
like,
to start working now. And
So yeah, funny story. I guess this is into my backstory, but I used to date a girl at the time, right, in high school. I feel like we all have that one heartbreak.
Yeah, I know where this
We
is
all
going,
got
man.
that one heartbreak that like completely changed your life. You know, you go from being a nice guy to just
Sweet.
you know women are and
I feel
everything.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
it's needed, you know, like maybe like every man needs this. If somebody gives you an advice that, you know, this has happened to me before, this is how it went down, you know, don't get your heart broken out here. But if you don't listen and you experience that, then you deserve that. But it's not a bad thing. That can only shape you to become a better person, you know, because men do stupid things for love, you know what I'm saying? So you need to be very well-rounded and balanced emotionally and mentally. You know what I'm
so
saying?
how about you tell me, who do you feel like needs to be at the gym? Or is it like the overweight people we have in
slender
society, or like people like my co-hosts?
Nah. Like, first and foremost, I'm just gonna say this. Like, I'm not gonna say anything to try to please somebody to feel better. I'm only gonna speak the facts and the truth. So if you're overweight, you definitely need to be at the gym, or you know, you need to find some way to get active so you can lose that weight and look more desirable. The fact is, people that you know are in shape, fit, are always gonna be more attractive to people. They're always gonna get more people, you know, attracted to them. So you get more insecure when you're overweight. So you need to, you know, I would say you definitely need to fix that. But for people that are like slim or whatever, if they're healthy, if they feel good about it, you know, I mean, it's always a good thing, first and foremost, to have an active side of your life. I feel like everybody needs that, no matter who you are, even if you're fit already. Like, you need to have an active side of your life because at least you need to do cardio. Your heart needs to get like pumping, you know. So you need to have that side of your life because it's very, very important. So that's my $2 on that, honestly. So I would say getting in the gym has no disadvantages, right? So if you get in the gym, there are only advantages, and you better your life. You look great, you know, people are more attracted to you. You get even more opportunities just like that. And people respect you more, right? Because if you were fat before and you got in shape, like it takes a lot of work and discipline to actually do that. So you get a lot of respect and accolades for that. So there's definitely no disadvantage, you know what I'm saying?
Well, do you think it's okay to be? You can go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I have a question, right? And I think it might correlate with what you were about to say, but I wanted to know, what is your perspective and take on the body positivity movement you see on social media? Because I know you talked about
Well, to be honest,
Speak facts, bro.
yeah, like I already said, I'm gonna speak facts. I have no desire to, you know, say something to make somebody feel better. That does not make me a millionaire overnight. So, my take on that is total bullshit. You know, the reality is, whatever you see, like, why are you lying to yourself? Like, the body positivity, I get it, right? Like, body positivity, positive energy, but it's a lie because what you see is different, right? If you're saying, oh, body positivity, and somebody's like, what, like 500 pounds, like, come on, like, what's the positivity about that?
But they like on health magazines nowadays, you have like the front cover is like an overweight woman and be like, she's healthy. Like, is it?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That an example, like, that's an agenda, especially here in America. Honestly, that's a big agenda to just try to get people like to go backwards. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like, think being overweight is fine. You know, think men becoming more feminine, it's fine. Like it's
Females becoming more masculine.
females becoming more masculine is fine. Like, those things are total bullshit, and those things are things that are happening here. So those things are things that they're really pushing for some reason in this country, and which is a really bullshit agenda. You know what I'm saying? So I don't support that, to be honest.
Do you support that?
So I have an interesting perspective, and this is why I love like being able to sit and talk to people of different views and stuff. So I appreciate y'all for inviting me.
You're welcome.
But so my perspective is a little bit different because there are certain things that I can see and I understand, and certain things that I disagree with, right? So on the body positivity that we touched on, I think that originally it started off as a good movement to love yourself no matter what, don't change. But as time, every good thing tends to get corrupted once you start bringing money involved in it and making money from it. Right. So then it almost came to a point where it was like, now it's promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, promoting that if you're obese, it's not healthy. As much as people want to say like, oh, I'm happy with myself, so that's healthy, but it's not. It's not biologically healthy. It's not medically healthy. So that's the point where I kind of draw the line. Like, you can be happy with yourself if you're skinny and you don't want to be like buff, great for you, as long as you're happy with that. If you're a little bit chubby and you maintain like a healthy heart, like you run sometimes, you eat good, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But once you get to that point where it's almost like your heart is having to work 4 times as hard as an average person just to pump blood throughout your body, that's not something that I can support. And I agree with where you said that a lot of the stuff is an agenda now. It's like trying to try to change a lot of the gender norms and make and promote like a man being less masculine, feminine part. But the part that I feel like I do kind of disagree on is just that when it comes to like covers and stuff, I think something that matters is representation. So sometimes companies will do it for the wrong reasons, but sometimes companies do it because representation matters. Like, I grew up as an African boy coming into this country. I came in when I was 8, and I didn't get to see a lot of like black superheroes in anything. Like, we didn't get Black Panther till like recently, right? You don't see a lot of black superheroes, and like, obviously that's race. It's something completely different, but I guess the summary of it is that fat people do exist. You know, fat people exist, masculine men exist, feminine men exist. So sometimes it's more like we're trying to represent, we're trying to show that you don't have to feel like an outcast, but there are times where you do go past the line, you cross the line when then you're forcing that on other people.
Exactly.
That's the part that I'm
so like this plus size models and be like that. You see, like
some people make money from that being plus size.
Like this comedian was like, he doesn't have issues with anybody, but like when you see a model, she probably had to like work out, stay fit, to be there. When you see someone like a fitness trainer, you guys have to like maintain the diet and all. See some disciplines. When you see someone like ourselves, this podcast, it takes a lot of work. But like someone would just like sit at home, eat any kind of food she wants anytime. Then be like, you have to look at me as a beautiful person. Deep down, we all know what's beauty. Like biologically, we know men would prefer a younger woman, a more pretty woman, and a woman who's less obese.
Good shape.
Yeah, in good shape, pretty much.
Yeah, so like forcing it against, like, it's truly an agenda, bro. Because even when you look at the school stuff, the school system, they don't like really teach you anything about your health.
Right.
And, like,
dude, like it's actually crazy because this is a fact. Like nowadays, like when you look, I don't concern myself with the media, honestly, because I believe the media here, they just try to, show you bullshit. Yeah, like bullshit, like what they want you to think. So basically, you need to look deeper than that and have your own facts. But they don't even teach the kids anymore, like what they need to be taught about life. Like most of the things you see nowadays is basically like the LGBTQ in kids everywhere. Like it makes no sense. Like why don't you like listen, Walmart. This is how I see it, right? Like, I don't have a problem with those kind of people, right? I don't fuck with it. Like, I don't, like, I'm not into those kind of stuff, right? So, I'm not into those kind of stuff, but don't shove it in my face, Don't shove it in my face. Don't shove it in the kid's face.
Just the way you are not, like, trying to shove your own view on top of other
like, I'm not trying to shove, like, oh, look, I'm buff. I'm not trying to shove it in anybody's face. I'm just doing my thing. So just do your thing, but just leave the kids alone and leave other people alone. Because nowadays, it's, like, literally everywhere, like, literally shoving it in your face. And
like,
it makes no sense.
I think the issue with America is, like, yes, we all want freedom, but, like, there have to be a limit.
There has to be a limit.
Because, like, when you feel like freedom is when a grown-ass man can walk into a ladies' restroom because he feels like he's a woman. Or like now in schools, do you know the worst students are like, children are going to schools claiming to be a cat. And when the teacher asks a question, they'll be like, meow. And the teacher can't do anything.
Exactly.
Bro, we all know that's delusion. You have mental issues.
That's delusion.
Bro, because how you go to school and be like, meow.
What's your name?
And this is because I think they're trying to make sense of it. Like, oh, kids like 3, 5 can decide their gender. Like, how a kid that is like, oh, that believes in Santa Claus, like that believes like Santa Claus is real.
Bro.
like
They get made fun of.
in some states,
kids.
you're,
Makes no
like
sense.
in some states, if you're not old enough to like buy an alcohol, but you're old enough to make decision to like
Right.
to, like ruin your life.
Can you
cut off
imagine?
your dick, like
Right.
make some gender.
And it's a fact actually that, you know, most of the people, like example, like most of like say kids, right, that do the gender change stuff. I don't know what you call it.
Transgender.
Transgender at a younger age. When they grow up, you know, to be like what, like 18, 19, 20, those times they actually like suffer for it. So because of that, there are a lot more suicide cases because they felt like, damn, they made a mistake. You know, and these things are happening a lot more. And I don't think it's something that the world should be condoning, honestly. You know, and the crazy thing is just predominantly here in this country, in America.
Bro, like as you said, it's an agenda because like they're like a lot of back power because like this is not just 2 years ago I didn't go to Walmart and see like all the shirts having like pride.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
we have like a whole month dedicated to pride. But, like people who died, soldiers, we have just one day. Like bro,
exactly.
Yeah.
Make sense of that. Like
Bro.
the soldiers that who literally put their life on the line, they only get one day, but the Pride Month gets a whole month. Like really? Like what have they done exactly? Tell me one exactly. Like to be honest, it makes no sense. Let the soldiers have the whole month.
The pride can have it.
Like, and then that makes more sense than doing that, you know. But go ahead, bro.
So I have, y'all said a lot of things. Some of the stuff I agree with, and some I kind of disagree with, to be honest. So like I like how you kind of brought up like the soldiers, the comparison between the soldiers and Pride Month. I think the thing with Pride Month is a lot of those people. It's more like they suffered through a lot of stuff, right? So I don't want to say this level of inclusivity that we have now wasn't always there, like in the past. These are people that would always be like killed,
Right.
like in no prosecution. They were killed, like depending on which places, because it was frowned upon around the same times that even black people were still being segregated against. People didn't become okay with gay people until many, many years after.
But
that's what that Pride Month is really celebrating.
Right. You
Now,
said
I will say-
killed.
No, killed.
Here in
there-
America?
like cases in America. Like one of the worst cases of a gay guy being brutally murdered. I heard it. I'm a straight guy, so this is not coming. This is not coming from a perspective like oh, I'm gay and I'm like trying to point this out. But I do read about certain things and and I listen to sides and I try to see both sides, right? So there is one of the worst cases which sparked outrage that there's a big foundation for it. It's one of the biggest foundation that gives money back to LGBTQ, like helping people. Is that what's it called? There was a guy, I think his name was Simon. He was a guy who got murdered and during high school. It was like a group of guys ganged up on him, and they put his head, opened his teeth up, and put it on a curb, like had him bite the curb, and they curb stomped him over and over again, all because he was gay. So I'm just saying, like, I know y'all might not know like certain things, like certain cases like this, but if y'all look up like certain cases like this, it was always happening. Even today, there's still people who are gonna be like racist to black people. There's still gonna be people that are gonna be homophobic to like gay people. I'm not here discussing whether it's right or wrong. I'm just saying like it's more like that's what Pride Month is for, right? It's because like a lot of people struggled in silence. That a lot of people struggled, they were discriminated against the same way we have
Black
History Month, right?
Yeah.
So there is another debate when then we
But
argue
it
like
does not-
why Black History Month
I
is in
understand
February,
that, but you know years and years of history, like it does not. To me, it doesn't overweigh the soldiers. Like it's a lot of soldiers.
I understand that.
You
Now
know?
that's a different argument. I would say that we should spark an argument on why the soldiers don't have their own month.
Exactly.
I think they should have their own month, but I don't think it's fair to compare it to like we should take away like a Pride History Month and then or a Pride Month and then give it to soldiers or something like that.
Bro, this is-
I think they're both equally something that's very valuable,
Right.
To because it's part of history.
Well,
right.
it's more about what he does. Like, what does he do to impact people now?
So I will say now, Pride Month is not necessarily, like I said earlier, a lot of things and agendas start off as good for the right reasons. But once money and gain comes into play,
Right.
then it gets corrupted.
Absolutely.
Pride Month now is a joke.
It is.
So it's like once companies start to see they can profit off of it, you see Ford releasing a truck that's like all rainbows and everything. You see Bud Light wanting to
Commercial?
make their own thing.
And they lost a lot
then
of money because of that.
You see Target
But you
stocks
see
too?
like, no, but the thing is like, it's all like, you got to understand that these companies, they have millions, like they put millions and hundreds of millions of dollars into marketing. So none of those decisions go with like gets authorized unless some of the brilliant minds of like social media and all these marketing say it's okay. So sometimes what companies will do is that they know that it's good, their stock is going to tank because they're going against the controversial. But the thing is, humans are creatures of habit. You might boycott them now, or you might boycott them for a couple months, but eventually you'll come and buy that stuff. Bad news, bad press is still good press for them because then they get all these new LGBTQ
People who support those kind of things.
Right.
Yeah.
While the other consumers who were boycotting them, eventually they'll forget. It might be a year, it might be 2 years, they'll come back in. But more importantly, the companies who own these like Ford, Bud Light, they own almost all the beer companies. So even though you're like, I'm not gonna buy this one, you're most likely buying a brand they own of something else. And that's the thing a lot of people don't understand too, is that all this stuff is on purpose. But I will say, I do agree with your point where you say that they do try to force a lot of stuff in Pride Month, but that's coming from a consumer perspective. Companies don't give a damn about gay people. That's the truth. They don't care about gay people. They
Trying
don't
to
care
make
about
money.
trans people. They don't care about anything.
It's all about money.
It's all about
about
money.
their money, yeah.
That's why they push the agenda so much, because it sells. It's on the news. It's on everyone's mind. If they can keep people like, oh, they're making gay products, I'm not gonna buy it. But then they can get a huge population of people who are being more inclusive, being more supportive, be like, you know what, because they're not buying it, I'm gonna buy it. Then it's like money. And they know that at least half of those people are gonna come back at some point. In the long run, it's money.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
Yeah, but
You know?
where it's getting ridiculous is like in schools. Like, why does it have to be in schools?
That I definitely agree. I don't think that's school is a place to discuss
Like
any of
a
that.
school, like it's like you would be wasting your money right now if you're sending your kid to a school.
College, bro.
You know, because like I don't see why this is like the most important thing in school, teaching kids like gender roles. Like they don't need to worry about that, right? They need to worry about learning the right things. And you know, instead of including all this gender roles, LGBT stuff in schools, why don't they involve more stuff to actually help kids grow up properly, like more knowledgeable stuff, right? Like we need to know how to run a business, you know, how to
Finances.
make money,
How
like
to do taxes.
how to do taxes. You don't even teach these things in
Basic
school.
in school, bro.
You know, like, but you are teaching these gender roles. It makes no sense. They don't need this. Like, they really don't need this. Like, honestly. You know, their kids, leave them alone, let them have a normal kid, you know, like experience and stuff like that. That's where I have a problem with this. Like I said before, I don't have a problem with these people. The only thing is, you know, do your thing, let me do my thing. You know, where I have a problem is the shoving in the face. Like, dude.
Right. Anyways, let's go back into fitness.
All right,
This
let's
was
get
like-
back into it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the next question is gonna be, how has your life changed since you started working out?
Pretty much a lot, you know. My life has changed in certain ways where now I'm able to, you know, just get certain opportunities that, you know, you naturally wouldn't get if you're not fit. You know, like I have a company that wants me to compete, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I have these kind of things. I have people message me, you know, on Instagram for like modeling and stuff like that. So I have a couple opportunities, and like I said, right now I've got my fitness page on Instagram at Super Creed. Check me out on there. I'm trying to grow it. I just started it Like a couple months ago, we had like almost 500 followers now. But so yeah, getting opportunities. We're getting there. We're growing. It's a journey. Looking to also become a fitness influencer in time, a fitness influencer. So yeah, the opportunities are coming.
What about
Bro,
you?
you can do it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Bro, even just your physique. Like we were saying when you first got here, that you have a lot of the genetic like anomaly. You're almost like a genetic anomaly, man. With how big your arms are, how big your chest is, and then I haven't seen your back, but I'm willing to bet it's
Bro.
probably pretty good. Like
Really good, bro.
and you're natural. So like not a lot of people. There are people who take gear for years and wouldn't look like the way you look right now. That's the reason you gain these opportunities, and those opportunities should let you know like your potential in the space. You just have to like chase after it and be aggressive about it.
Right.
Like competing, if you competing and you start like learning how to like make videos and show off your physique in a way that's like trendy and stuff like that, your accounts will skyrocket, man. I feel like that's something that you can do. And you just have to figure out your own like kind of niche in the fitness.
Yo,
Fitness
all right,
space,
bro.
you
We
know,
got
so-
to go. We're still going to talk
but-
about the Instagram and the social
Right,
media.
right.
So, wait, quick question. How long does it how many years does it take you to like look the way you look right now?
The way
Because I remember you were fat.
Yeah.
I saw some
Yeah.
videos of you like in high school.
So how many years does it take?
So I only started lifting probably like in a month from now. It'll probably be like 3 years. So I was chubby and I was in football. So I have like good strength genetics, like from just naturally, and like because the first time I ever squatted in high school was my freshman year. My max was like 400. So
First
that
time.
was
Strength
the
training,
first time.
right? Because of football as well.
Yeah, strength training because of football. No, this is before I even started strength
Football.
training. This was like we did the maxes. You know how before you start strength
Right.
training, you get your maxes and stuff. It was up to a 400, and then by the end of that year, I hit 500. So it was like I have certain genetics that's like good. Like I have good strength, especially lower body genetics, right? So I can squat a lot, I can deadlift a lot, right? But I didn't really have enough muscle mass. I thought I did when I was chubby because I was just eating and I thought it was all muscle, but it was a lot of fat. So I didn't start cutting for the first time and lifting seriously till like 3 years ago. Whenever I did my first cut, it was like 6 months later, I ended up being super skinny. Like I had like just a little bit of muscle, and I have pictures, but I have I ended up being super skinny, and it wasn't until like I started meeting some of my influencer friends and learning from them that they told me like you need to bulk up and like actually build some solid muscle, lift the right way, get on a split, like work out, eat enough protein. Because all I was doing was doing cardio, just working out every single day.
Just
I didn't
cardio?
even know the diet.
Just cardio
So it
alone?
was just because it was during COVID.
Right.
So COVID, like all the gyms were shut down. So it wasn't until like maybe 4 months in of like losing weight that the gyms finally opened up. And then I started lifting and getting into like TikTok and seeing gym content and like seeing like some of the influencer friends that I know now that they helped me out and like helped me to know that I need to eat right, how important diet was, which was why I started my entire social media around like dieting and losing weight. Because it was something I didn't know anything about. A lot of people will like say they want to lose weight, start doing cardio, doing a bunch of running, doing ab exercises, thinking they're gonna get abs. Like there are people that actually genuinely think that to this day, and that was me.
And I say that a lot. Like honestly, like to get abs, it has a lot to do with your diet. You know, it's not just about doing the ab workouts. Let me tell you a fact. Let me tell you something that people don't know here today. I don't do ab workouts. And I've got like 6 packs, very cut. You know why? Because all the movements that I do in the gym when I'm working out, they involve my core. They involve my abs as well. So I'm working on my abs naturally like that. Plus my diet is on point as well. So that keeps that locked in. So if I'm doing that, it's kind of like, okay, maybe I feel like I want to do it. I don't have to do it. It's not a bad thing to do as well. Note that. But your diet has to be in accordance to that so you can actually get that.
But as
But
Africans,
do you know there are some people like that eat anything and just like how like the way your body is? Like
Yeah,
they
there
eat,
is.
They eat anything and everything. And just like,
Pretty much.
and they start,
Even though he does like eat like protein and stuff, I'm willing to bet you can eat like cheat meals probably 2 or 3 days in a row, and you'd still kind of see your abs still.
Yeah, most definitely.
See, I'm the opposite. I eat one cheat meal. My weight's gone up like 5 to 6 pounds.
just one.
I genuinely will like gain fat. Like it depends on how big the calories or the cheat meal is, but like my brother for example. That's something I compare the two, but he doesn't build as much muscle mass as much as you, right? But he does have similar like metabolism genetics, right? Where he'll eat a lot and his abs will still be very defined, and his belly might grow bigger because he's like bloated,
But you still
he's
see the abs.
lean. Like he still stays lean. I get like I might be bloated, but I won't be as lean. Like I gain fat very quickly, but that also helps me gain size very quickly too. So it's like you kind of have to learn your body, especially if you want to get into bodybuilding and stuff, and learn like what types of foods will bloat you, what type of foods will help you, will make you add more fat, make you retain more water, stuff like that. So it's stuff that I notice like in people and like just from experience doing it for 3 years and working with coaches and stuff like that. So I kind of know that stuff now.
Well, as Africans that you guys are, Nigerians to be specific, how do you guys like manage your diet? Because I think the diet is like one of the biggest issues we have. Cause
Yeah.
we see our daddies going to the gym, but like after we didn't see any difference.
Yeah, because like this is the thing. It's hard to continue doing the same thing if you don't see results. But the thing is, people are not patient enough. You're not gonna go in the gym for a week and expect to see the result you want in a week. You have to be consistent over time. Give yourself at least like 3 to 6 months. You're gonna see some kind of difference. It might not be the difference of like the total max you're going for, but you're gonna see a difference. So if you keep doing that 3 to 6 months, now it becomes a lifestyle. A year, 2 years, now you're looking the way you want to look. That's how it happens. That's pretty much it. People just are delusional sometimes. They just think I'm gonna go for a week.
But like I'm trying to like niche into like the diet aspect of it.
So all I do is diet and weight loss kind of aspect, right? That's something I struggled with for a long time, and then learned and researched. So that's something that I feel like I'm qualified to kind of speak on, right? So the reason, like you mentioned, African, I'm African, you're African too. The reason why a lot of Africans are chubby or have that kind of belly is because our foods are so unhealthy. It's very carb dense, fat dense. Everything is cooked, refried, deep fried in oil over and over again, right? And not a lot of protein. Like I remember growing up, it was like jollof rice, which is like just carbs, right? Carbs and then fat because they'll fry it in oil. And then the little protein you get is deep fried like chicken just on the side, right? So it's not enough chicken that you should be eating, right? You get like fufu. Like fufu is just straight carbs. That's all it is.
Yeah.
The soup is definitely a lot of fat. There's not a lot of protein, right? So me, whenever I started trying to lose weight, I had to cut out all African food. It's probably one of the hardest things I ever had to do.
All African
I don't
food?
eat any of it.
Today,
right?
I'm not gonna say like African food is gonna get you like super fat, but there is not enough protein in African food. This is a fact. You get like when you cook like, okay, say like rice and stew, a little chicken or egg, that's your protein right there. It's not enough. So if you want to get those kind of, you want to build muscle and stuff, you need to focus on actually eating a lot more protein, fiber, those kind of things, right? And then you manage your calories however you want to be. Maybe you want to be bigger, you want to lose weight, stuff like that. But African food is good. I get it. I mean, but,
I would argue that African food is not what you should be eating if you want to lose weight.
Right.
Like almost, especially if you're a beginner, I would say that you should probably try to cut it out completely. Like that's just my advice. But if you're trying to get bigger, African food is great. Just focus on eating a lot of protein to supplement it. Just add more chicken, add more protein powder. But in order to lose weight though, like
because that's a lot of calories
nobody measures
too, right?
that. It's a lot of calories.
Right.
Like there's almost like I feel like there's not really a single African dish that can come to mind that's like a low calorie like African dish. Suya, rice, solid, whatever type of foods it is, it's all just a lot of calories in it. And obviously you can learn to portion control, but the way everything is made, like if you were gonna eat something that was gonna help you lose weight, it'd be like a small portion of rice. You're gonna still be hungry after that, and that's where people get into binge eating and stuff like that. But
right. And one thing I would say again, like I have a coach tell me this, like, look, you're big, right? But if you want to get to like your potential big, like you need to eat like 5 to 7 times a day. When I heard that, I was like, what? Because I don't eat 5 to 7 times a day. I don't even eat that much, honestly. Before I heard that, like I just work out, drink a lot of water, eat a lot of fruits, but I wasn't getting the muscle mass that I was supposed to get. I would get muscle, but my muscle would kind of eat itself because there was not enough protein in me. So like if you want to build muscle, you want to get bigger, you need to eat like 5 to 7 times a day, filled with protein as well. Now, when I say 5 to 7 times a day, I'm not talking about like all 5 to 7 meals, like big, huge meals. No, in between, just like, protein stacks, like the protein yogurt, stuff like that, in between, just little things that have protein in it, right? And then maybe your breakfast, dinner, stuff like that, huge, huge ones. But you need to get those protein in, man. If anything, just calculate your protein every day, so.
So I agree with what you're saying, and I feel like from a different perspective, I feel like it also depends on people's body types. So like for you, that you can metabolize, like your metabolism is high, right? You need to eat that much, like 5 to 6 times a day to constantly like have something to feed your body.
Right.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, who stores a lot of fat.
Me too.
I don't need to eat like 5 to 6 times a day just back to back. I can eat 2 meals a day just as long as the calories are like right. Obviously, it comes down to how many calories you're eating, how much protein. You still got to get those amounts,
Right.
regardless if you're eating 5 meals a day, 6 meals a day, or 2 meals a day, or even 1 meal a day. But it's like it comes down to like what you can handle. Like me personally, I can't handle eating 5 to 6 small meals a day because I would get hungry. I'd be hungry the whole day because I'd feel like I was eating like small meals and make me want to eat something like that. You, on the other hand, you probably don't eat a lot, like you said, right?
No.
So if you can eat small meals like that, it's great for your body because it doesn't need to eat off like muscle, or anything else. It just keep building onto it. But as long as you get the macros right and like have that plan right, you'll accomplish that goal.
And this is where sometimes I feel like it's a superpower, honestly, because I feel like I could just eat anything and like I still look great. Like it's crazy. Like I go to the gym the next day.
It is.
And like I feel like it's a superpower. Like I can literally eat anything and I still look great, And that's where it might be like most people can't do it exactly like me, but I still feel like I think everybody can, get in this kind of shape as well. It's just like a different level of work, a different level of hard work, basically. But
so like for you, like I would say that not a lot of people have your genes. Like, so not a lot of people can diet. They can diet as perfectly as possible, eat a lot of protein as possible, and their chest would still never get that big. I don't even think possibly 10 years from now my chest would get that big. Because I don't think it's in my genetics. And this is not me like trying to dick ride you or anything like that. It's just me being real. Like I've seen the space. And that's the thing is like there's always bigger fish out there.
Right.
And some of it is genetics. The same way that I don't know, how old are you right now?
24.
24, right? So there are people who are probably 18 that are your size. Like there are not a lot of them, but there are people that are like genetic freaks out there. The people like Ronnie Coleman, he competed, got his pro card, and actually won some shows and went to the Olympia naturally before he hopped on
Really?
gear.
Naturally?
Yeah. If you see like
that's a motivation right there.
if you see his physique, he looked like he was on gear before he got on any steroids at all. And then the reason you can kind of see that that's actually a truthful, like he wasn't just lying about it, is because how much he blew up after getting on gear. Like most people, like when you're supposed to live to your genetic limit first and then get on stuff. But nowadays in social media, people just want things fast.
Yeah.
So they're trying to hop on the very first thing because they see people like you. Like 24-year-olds will see you on social media and be like, I want to look like that.
I get people comments like whoa, like like it's crazy.
Yeah. And they don't understand that genes really do matter. Like your hard work your body is a reflection of your hard work because you could have the best genes in the world, but if you don't actually put it to work, you'd never find that out.
Right.
And there are people walking around today that have no interest in the gym and might have the best genetics for bodybuilding.
Yeah, and they'll never find out.
They'll never find out because they never like started lifting. They never picked up some weights. You'll see them like they still look built. They still have like some definition and stuff, and they'll be like, I've never lifted before.
But some of us have to like work really hard to get
and
that.
some of us have to
different
work
exactly.
that hard to even get just a little bit. But that's the thing is like you shouldn't compare yourself to other people. You should just like make yourself better each day. Like
Like,
find your best physique.
Right. Try to see your potential. Try to see like where you can get to, like physically, like the beauty of your physique. Try to find out.
So so just before we switch topics, can you guys just give like two fitness tips for like someone who's just starting on their fitness journey?
You want to go first?
Yeah. So fitness tips, starting on your fitness journey. One is take progress pictures. Same day, same time, every week, once a week. I want to say probably I do like with my clients with online coaching, I'll have them weigh themselves before they eat or drink anything on Fridays in the morning and take progress pictures, front, side, and back. The reason I say to do that is because whenever you're lifting and stuff, you won't see the progress because your brain kind of filters it out because you see yourself every day and people around you. Like it's almost like your friends who haven't seen you in a while will notice your progress before you do. But when you take progress pictures and you can put them side by side, a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 months later, you can see the changes. And that motivates you. Like if you don't like the gym, you don't think the gym is for you, try it out for a month. Just set that goal. Once you get to a month taking progress pictures, compare the two. Once you see that changes, you'll be hooked. That's all you need.
That's enough motivation right there. Right?
That's literally all you need.
Yep.
And then the number two is focus on diet. Diet is, I would arguably say diet is more important than actually going to the gym and lifting. If you're going to the gym and you're not eating enough protein, but you working out 2 hours, you're burning a lot of calories, you're gonna probably eat through some of the muscle, the small muscle you already have, right? And if you're going to the gym and you're wanting to build muscle, you're not eating enough protein, you're not eating enough food, you're not gonna accomplish anything. That's what, like you said, like our dads and stuff like that will go to the gym, not focus on their diet, and they'll look the same after a while. That's when it makes you want to quit. But if you take the time, and it doesn't take a long time, either seek out a coach if you don't want to do the work, or just research like a calorie calculator online. You can put in your goals and different things like that, and it can help you get to the point and tell you exactly how many calories you should be eating, and you just got to track that. That's the stuff that you need to do if you actually are committed to getting to a goal, is focus on the diet, get that on point, and then take progress pictures, and that'll motivate you your whole way through.
How about you, Tom?
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with what he said just now. Everything he said was on point. 2 tips from me would be if when you're just starting out going to the gym, consistency is very important, right? So if you want to be able to, achieve your goals at the end of the day, you need to find a way to be consistent. And how do you do this? You need to be mentally, stable. Or I don't know how to put this properly, but you need to be mentally there, whereby like, okay, this is a goal that I want, right? You have that goal, like you have that vision in your head, and then you just need to make sure you show up every day. Consistency is one of the big keys to actually achieving your goal. So you need to find a way to go to the gym. And this is kind of a tip as well. Like if you're struggling to go to the gym, just drive to the gym, right? When you get to the gym, you're going to do the work. Trust me. As long as you get to the gym, you're going to do the work. So just try to do that for like a month straight, and you start to build consistency. All right. Second tip is for the mental side of things as well. First of all, you need to understand going to the gym regularly helps your mental capacity, right? It helps you mentally. It helps you become more mentally resilient, right? So if you are able to do that, you grow a lot mentally, right? And to if you want to help yourself to do that, you need to start by, first of all, watching like motivational videos, right? Motivation is not going to get you through the line. Understand that. Discipline will. But to start, you need that motivation, right? So try to find motivation from anywhere you can. Motivational videos, try to find, people who are into going to the gym like you, go with a friend. Stuff like that can motivate you as well. And yeah, that'd be it, man.
I love that you said that. That last point is one of the biggest things that I would agree with, is that fitness is so much more than just going to the gym or eating right? It's like a growth. It's a personal growth. It's like self-development. Like the gym is just one part. It's physical. But the mental part comes from fitness. Like I feel like my life didn't really change in the direction and the success that it did until I started working out, and I saw like the gym is almost like it teaches you about life. You dedicate your time to something, you're consistent with it, and you improve every single day. you'll get good at something, you see success, right? You can apply that, take whatever you have from the gym and apply that to anything in life. You go to college, you study, you put in the work, you're consistent with it, you'll see the progress and you hit success. In business, the same thing. Like, it shows you that when you really work hard for something and you're consistent with it, you'll be successful.
Right.
And and even when you fail, try something else, work harder, and you'll get to that point. You'll be successful.
And to add to what you're saying right now, you need to understand the gym is a place that never lies, right? Right? The results you see are exactly the extent of the hard work you put in. So if you go to the gym regularly, doesn't matter what you do in the gym, whatever result you get is the fact of the hard work that you actually put into yourself. So the gym is actually a place that I would say respects nobody, honestly. Let me put it like that, because you cannot, shortcut your way into getting the body that you desire. When you go to the gym, you actually have to do the work just like everybody else. So going to the gym, everyone is equal. So just find a way to be dedicated, work hard, and be persistent, patient, and you definitely get what you want, basically.
All right, thank you very much, King David. Thank you very much, Tommy. We really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Definitely.